from the Chris Communications Broadcast Center in the heart of downtown Corpus Christi.
Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. The trial of a man accused of killing a local convenience store owner is underway this afternoon. Daniel Garcia is charged with capital murder in the death of Ben Mustafa. The jury just heard the 911 call made just minutes after Mustafa was shot. Now, police say Garcia admitted to shooting and killing Mustafa during a robbery in April of last year. Mustafa's daughter was the first to take the stand this morning. She was at the convenience store the day her father was shot and killed. Today, District Attorney Mark Skirka told the jury it's not a case of who done it and that Garcia actually confessed. Garcia's attorney says while it may have been a murder, it's not a capital murder. He said Garcia did not intentionally kill Mustafa. If convicted, he faces the death penalty. And right now, our Caroline Flores is at the trial. She's tweeting details live. If you'd like to follow the trial updates, just head over to our website, christv.com. And a man is in custody after police say he drove a truck into a dumpster last night, causing a fire to spark. Take a look at this. It happened just before 1 o'clock this morning. Police say 47-year-old Sammy Valero failed to make a turn on Williams Drive. That's when he hit a dead-end sign, drove into a field, and then smashed into a dumpster. That impact of the crash caused the truck to go up in flames. Valero is now facing a DWI charge. Corpus Christi police are still sorting out the details in a shooting that happened over the weekend. On Saturday, officers found a man shot in the head in a home in the 4300 block of Barrera Drive in the Molina neighborhood. Initially, they were looking into whether it was self-inflicted. Turns out one of the men, a 29-year-old, shot a 24-year-old man in the right arm and upper thigh. Then officers say he turned the gun on himself. Meanwhile, neighbors told Chris 6 the first shooting victim is the ex-husband of the woman who lives in the home.
A lady that was there at the house advised that another gentleman showed up while she was there with a friend, and shots were fired. She said it was the male that showed up, fired the shots.
Both men are in the hospital being treated for their injuries. The man who shot himself in the head, according to police, is in serious condition. The younger of the two is expected to be okay. CCPD is still investigating the shooting, and of course, we'll continue to follow this story and bring you the very latest. 2 children are recovering from injuries they suffered when they were thrown from an SUV. That accident happened last night on Minton Street and Palm Drive on the city's north side. An SUV was heading north on Palm, but police say the driver didn't stop at the stop sign. The SUV smashed into a car, landing on top of it. A 7-year-old girl and an 8-year-old boy were thrown from the SUV. Those kids were taken to Driscoll Children's Hospital to be treated for minor injuries. The driver of the SUV was written several tickets. The identity of a man found on the banks of the Blanco River is still unknown. A search team recovered the body Saturday afternoon near Bluffview Drive. 3 Corpus Christi residents are still listed as missing since that devastating flooding in Wimberley over Memorial Day weekend. They are 42-year-old Randy Charba, his 6-year-old son Will, and 4-year-old Leighton McComb. The search continues for them along the Blanco River. A McKinney police officer is on administrative leave today after a video surfaced showing a confrontation with teenagers near a neighborhood pool. NBC's Jacob Rascone reports.
The video shows a McKinney, Texas police officer throwing down a 14-year-old girl in a bikini, then pulling his service weapon on 2 boys. 3 officers initially responded to a disturbance call at a party at a community pool. Cameras didn't capture what led up to this fistfight or anything else before police arrived. But when they did, one officer is seen trying to reason with the crowd.
Don't take off running when the cops get here. What's up, man? Oh, thank you.
Another takes a much more direct approach.
Get on the ground. Hold up, sir. I told you to stay down on the ground.
After warning a group of girls to get back, the officer had enough. Jade Bakari captured a different angle.
What are you holding her down for? I was surprised, really surprised. I didn't even comprehend it.
Our initial reaction was to place the officer on administrative leave so that we could conduct a complete and thorough investigation of the incident.
Internal Affairs now taking the case, deciding the fate of an officer who's caught on camera antics
Sir, we just came for a birthday party, please.
may have crashed more than just a party. For today, Jacob Rascone, NBC News, Los Angeles.
According to police, none of the teens in that video were arrested. And here at home, utility work on several busy roads will affect traffic around town. Starting today, crews will begin pipeline work on Corn Products Road. Traffic will be reduced to one lane between Leopard and Hopkins roads. That closure is expected to last for about a week. Drivers in the downtown area have a couple more days to deal with the closure on Karankawa. Utility work at the intersection with Buffalo Street continues through tomorrow. Until then, only one lane on Karankawa is open, and there are a couple of long-term closures to keep in mind. Work continues on McArdle Road between Weber and Carroll. Expect lane closures in that area. Also, RTA is demolishing its Staple Street station for the next 6 months. Waco Street will be closed between Leopard and Messina Streets. And it's been a long and bumpy road for the Schlitterbahn Water Park. Developers had run into a series of delays trying to get all of the attractions open to the public. And even though there was another recent setback, the owner is promising that construction is almost done.
We're still quite small and just beginning to get the park open. It'll be the 21st of June before everything is finished, and on the 21st we expect to open the entire park.
Now, they say Schlitterbahn, was supposed to open some new rides to the public this past weekend, but they weren't able to because what officials called technical difficulties. They say they didn't have certain parts in time to finish the rides, like the Master Blaster, which is a high-speed water slide. There was also an issue with the Boogie Bond Surf Machine, a ride that releases water to create waves. Henry says they'll keep the public posted on when those rides will open on the water park's website. And definitely a good day to get in the water if you have time.
Have you been to that pool?
I have been. I have the pool with the swim up area.
Yeah,
Yes.
the swim up to the beverage location. Yes, it's going to be terrific once it gets opened up. It's a pretty nice day, folks. I mean, it's 88 degrees already, but no major problems in store for the early part of the week. However, showers coming in at the end of the week, and we'll have more coming up on that in just a moment.
All right. Thank you, Mac. Just ahead, former First Lady Barbara Bush reveals her secret for aging gracefully. Also up next, lots of people are packing their bags for summer vacation, and many are planning to capture those Kodak moments in a special way. How to make the most of your snapshots with a smartphone. Stay tuned.